What's up everybody? Travis here from Travis.media. Today I want to open up my Udemy account and share with you what I think are some of the best Udemy courses for developers, broken down by language. Alright, so as always, if you're into web development, coding, conquering life in general, consider clicking that subscribe button below and hit that bell if you want to be alerted when new content is released. Lots of great content planned for 2020. So Udemy is one of my favorite platforms out there for learning new things about web development, coding, and really anything you want to learn. I mean, you want to learn guitar? It's on Udemy. And by the way, is it Udemy or is it Udemy? I hear people say Udemy, I hear people say Udemy. I always said Udemy. Is the emphasis on the D or the U? If you know for certain, let me know in the comments so I can pronounce it correctly. For now, I'm just going to say Udemy. So I believe that almost all developers have some collection of Udemy courses. You might have 5, you might have 50, you might have 100, and I bet you anything that many of them you've only done like the first couple lessons. I looked at my account today and I actually have 45 courses that I've accumulated over the years. And I think there are developers with many, many more than that. Some of these I finished, some of these I worked halfway through, some of them I might have done like 5-10 lessons, and that's all I needed. But for the most part, courses are always, it's at some point in the week like $10.99, $11.99, $10 for a course. But you have to be really selective on what courses you choose. So today I'm going to share with you what I think are the best courses for developers out there based on what I've bought over the years. Now, how can I say what I've bought is the best? Well, I think so because I spend a lot of time researching courses before I buy them. So if I want a new Python course, I'm going to spend a lot of time researching and reading reviews and trying to find the best one out there so that I don't accumulate hundreds of courses. So because of that, and because of having 45 courses in my account, I think I have a good idea of some good ones that I can share with you today. So let's go ahead and get started. And by the way, I'll have links to each one of these courses down below and any other resources that I mentioned in this video. All right, so just a quick note before we get started. Udemy courses are almost always $10.99, $11.99. Here you'll see it's $13.99. So if you ever go to Udemy and it's like this course is $194 or $150, don't buy it. Just wait a day or two and the price will change. If for some reason it doesn't, try to find that instructor's website and they will for sure have some kind of link on their website to it that gives it to you for $10 or $12 or $15, whatever. The reason for that is because if they generate their own coupons, they actually get almost the full price of the sale. So there's always an incentive for them to put a coupon link on their website. So if you don't see it come down in price on Udemy in a couple days, check the instructor's website for a link. And also if you scroll up to the top, you'll see that they're like, hey, this ends in 10 hours. But when 10 hours is up, the sale will be back in a day or two. All right, so to kick this thing off, I'm going to start with Python. Now, when it comes to Python, there is, in my opinion, one definitive course on Udemy. Now, there's a lot of specialties like the machine learning course, the Django course, the Flask course or something. But for the total package for learning Python, it is this course here, the Modern Python 3 Bootcamp by Colt Steele. This is the masterpiece course here. I purchased this, let's see, June 12th, 2018. All right, this thing is loaded. So you have, your course introduction, you have all the basics like variables, booleans, all that stuff. And you immediately start to create games like rock, paper, scissors, the guessing game. And one thing that's really neat about this course is that after every concept you learn, he gives you an activity. So Udemy has these little activity modules that you can use, and he gives you some kind of Python test to be sure you understand that. And the answers are not easy. So if you do the test and you pass it, you can be sure that you're equipped to move on. So I really like this course a lot. He gets into some really cool stuff. You end up doing, object-oriented programming all the way through to like working with files, CSV, web scraping, regular expressions. And then at the end, he's like, hey, here's a massive section of challenges. So I really like this course, aside from him talking about his cats a lot. By the end of the course, you'll know all of his cats' names. And I'm not a big cat guy. So anyway, check out this course if you're going to learn Python or if you want to get better at Python. It's my recommendation. Now, there are some subspecialties. I did a course in Django back in 2018. That was pretty helpful. If you don't know anything about Django, this is a good course too. Django 2.2 in Python by Nick Walter. Also, before that, I did a course by Maximilian Schwarzmuller. This guy has done 50 million courses, and they're all like 100 million hours long. But this course is good. You actually build a blockchain with Python, so it was really good too. Those 3 courses are good, with the modern Python 3 bootcamp being the best. All right, let's move on. How about JavaScript, the most popular language today, in my opinion? When it comes to JavaScript, my favorite course is Modern JavaScript from the Beginning by Brad Traversy. Now, I've tried other courses on Udemy, JavaScript courses, but this one, it was just great. It was very well explained. There's a lot of good concepts in here. He focuses on the fundamentals and then the DOM. The DOM is super important. Object-oriented, he gives you some projects, and then he jumps into some async, API projects, and some really neat apps. The apps in this are really good, and Brad Traversy is a great teacher. So that's my main recommendation for learning JavaScript. Now, there's another course I use in my own Learn to Code Blueprint course, and that is by a guy called Jonas Schmetman. It's called the Complete JavaScript Course 2020 Build Real Projects. I really liked this course, and I picked it for my own coding blueprint. And by the way, that's free. I'll put a link below if you want to enroll in it. But I chose this guy because he has a lot of coding challenges after learning new concepts. I really like that in Udemy. If somebody teaches me some stuff, they should give me some kind of challenge to be sure that I can move on. So he does that. So you get like variables, data types, and then there's coding challenge 1. And then there's some more stuff, and there's coding challenge 2. So I liked this course. It gets into the DOM, advanced JavaScript, some Ajax, async stuff. The thing I didn't like about this, the reason why I picked the Traversy course over this, is because this course ramps up really quick. Like, you're into the DOM, you're doing good, but once you get past that, it's just like, and so it's also a good course. I recommend it as well. Now let's talk about some JavaScript specialties. So there will be React and Angular and stuff, but in my opinion, I think the next best step, like you have a good understanding of JavaScript, the next best step is this course right here called Learn JavaScript Full Stack from Scratch. So when I started learning React last year, I had a little trouble with it up front. I kind of didn't like it. And then I took this course. I didn't even finish this course. I took like half of it. And what it does is it explains Node to you. It explains Express, this minimalistic framework. You work with MongoDB. And all of these things start to make sense. Also, having a good understanding of ES6 helped. But this course right here was wonderful. I really, really liked it. So he talks about server basics, which tells you about Node.js, how to read from a DB, starting the complex app. And this is where you get into Express. So he talks about routers, controllers. And this course was just wonderful and really helped me understand JavaScript as a whole. What can JavaScript do full stack? This course is number 1 in that regard. So if you're going to get into React and all of that stuff, you can go ahead and do it. But if you were to do this course first, you would breeze right into it, no problem, because it just helps you understand JavaScript better. All right, so what about React? Well, let me tell you my number 1 React course, and it's by the same guy that I mentioned earlier, Colt Steele. This is called the Modern React Bootcamp, Hooks, Contact, Next.js, Router, blah, blah, blah. This course is magnificent, okay? Again, he's a great teacher, and he covers a lot of stuff, and you build really cool stuff in here. So he takes you through the basics. You got JSX, you got props. Then he gets you into create React app, and then a bunch of exercises and some nice projects. So here's Hangman, here's Lights Out Game, To-Do List, Building Yahtzee, the Dad Jokes app, and just look at this. The Massive Color project is amazing. I mean, this is a really neat app for Udemy, just to give away for free like that. And it's actually 7 parts to it. It's so massive. So this would be my number 1 course for React by Colt Steele, this one here. But there was a time last year where I was going to have to work in Angular. A job that I was working before the one I'm currently at was like, hey, we're going to be putting you on an Angular project. So I was like, okay, I need to get acquainted with Angular. So let me show you a couple of courses that are good to learn Angular. So I wanted to start with this one, Angular Crash Course for Busy Developers. So this is like you're a developer, you understand a lot of stuff, you're really busy. Let's just teach you Angular in like a crash course. And this was good, you know, so TypeScript fundamentals. And this is 10 hours. And actually, to be honest, I would rather Udemy courses not be a million hours. 10 hours is great. So this course is really good. If you think, man, I can pick this up quick, I would go ahead and get something like this if you want to learn Angular. He hits on all the points. Here's directives and all that stuff. So that's a good choice. Now, he makes another version of the same course. And who is this? This is Mosh Hamadani. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, he's a great teacher. Love the guy. But he makes a more robust course, I believe. But instead of doing that, I actually jumped over to Mr. Schwartzmuller, who makes courses for everything, and I grabbed his Angular, the Complete Guide 2020 edition. Now this course is 36 hours, and I think the reason I did this is because the concise Angular course, there was still some questions I wanted answered, and so I got this course and I kind of jumped in and just jumped around and hit on the points that I needed to brush up on that the other course didn't describe. So this is a good one too. If you're into long Udemy courses, this is a great Angular course for you. Now I have another React course here that I didn't really do much with. It's by Coding Revolution. I bought this back in 2018. I don't know how much I did with this. I think I moved on later to Colt Steele's course and just liked that more. So I can't really say a lot about this. I also bought a Vue.js course because I love Vue. If Vue was more popular, I would just be a Vue guy, not a React guy. I really like Vue. It's very versatile. And this is a good course. It is, again, 21 hours, not too bad. But it's by Mr. Schwartzmuller. And it's good. It's a good course. If you want to learn Vue, this is the way to go. All right, enough of JavaScript. Those courses are great, but let's move on. So what about Go? What if you want to learn GOLANG? Well, I bought one course and took it. It was really good. And it's by another popular Udemy instructor called Stephen Grider. And so this is Go, the Complete Developer's Guide. Let's see, a simple start, deeper into Go, maps, interfaces. So it's kind of a basic rundown, but he covers a lot, and you build some cool stuff in it. So I would recommend this course. It's only 9 hours, which makes me really happy. And it's got wonderful reviews. He's a great teacher. If you want to learn Go, this is my recommendation. All right, let's move on to PHP, everyone's favorite language, right? I actually love PHP 7.x, not 5.6. I like PHP. I think it's fun. I know a lot of people hate it, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. So if you want to learn PHP, this was the first course that I took on Udemy. And basically, you build a CMS. And Edwin Diaz, he's another popular Udemy instructor. He's a really funny guy. And he goes through a lot. I mean, you learn a lot in this course. You pretty much build an entire CMS. What was good is that it teaches you PHP. It teaches you how to use the database. And it teaches you kind of vanilla PHP, whereas nowadays you would just use WordPress or Laravel, CodeIgnite, or something like that. So this course was good. I would actually say some of John Morris's stuff is better, but that's on Skillshare. And I might get into that in another video because I have a lot of Skillshare recommendations. And actually, I think John Morris is on Udemy now, so you may want to look him up. But he has a course, something like PHP from the beginning or basic PHP, something like that. But anyway, it's a really good course. Maybe I'll link to it below. But anyway, if you're on Udemy and you like Edwin Diaz, this course is pretty good. Now let's move on to Laravel. So Laravel is like one of the main reasons I like PHP because I really like Laravel. I think it's just a kind of a beautiful framework. And I've taken only one course on that on Udemy, and it was by Pact Publishing. It's called Learning Path Laravel, Complete Guide to Laravel. So this course was really, really good. I really liked it. You build this question and answer app, which was kind of fun, taught me a lot. But the coolest part was in this intermediate Laravel, you get into sending email using mailables and sending SMS messages. And the neat thing about, and sending Slack messages, things like that. The neat thing about it is it's really easy to set up in Laravel. So I like this course a lot. If you're getting into Laravel, I would recommend this one by Pact Publishing, 4.8 stars. Can't beat it. Next, what about WordPress? What if you want to get into WordPress development? Well, the first course I ever took for WordPress development And the one I still recommend to everybody is by Mr. Zach Gordon, who is like the WordPress guru. And he's so peppy, right? You watch his course, he's so peppy and just makes your day. Well, sometimes a little too peppy. But anyway, he's got this course called Complete WordPress Theme and Plugin Development Course 2020. Now, I bought this in 2017 because that was when I started freelancing and realized, hey, I got to know WordPress a little bit better. So anyway, this course is great, really good. PHP for WordPress, so this goes through like the WordPress loop, child themes, which is really helpful. The template hierarchy, which is what every WordPress developer has to learn, he works through that. And then he takes you through all of the pieces of the hierarchy. So adding markup to a theme, working with the loop, adding single post PHP, home PHP, author PHP. He just tells you how to work with the templates in WordPress, how to do custom post types and all of that stuff. Next, you got template tags, which I think I did some of these, and then I realized like, hey, they're all in the documentation, and he's just referencing the documentation. So if I need to add date tags or post tags or anything like that, thumbnail tags, permalinks, whatever, I can just go to the documentation, look at the parameters, and add it myself. So I think I skipped a lot of this. The action and filter hooks in WordPress is really good. That's really important thing to learn as a WordPress developer is hooks and filters. And then he gets into plugin development, which is good too. So I would recommend this course for WordPress development. There's also another one that I don't own. Let me see if I can find it. And the reason why I didn't buy it is because I don't really do any WordPress development anymore. But yeah, here it is. Become a WordPress developer, unlocking power with code. This is the course you want to buy if you want to dig deep into WordPress. So you build this, I think, a university app or something like that. But I mean, the stuff he teaches in here is just so good. All the way through like Ajax. Look, he gets into Gutenberg stuff, the REST API. He just covers everything. And he's a great teacher. His YouTube channel is really informative. So that's another good one. Become a WordPress developer, unlocking power with code. Next, let's look at Dart and Flutter. So there's only one course. I bought this one recently because I wanted to kind of dig into more specifics. It's a course that I jump around in. And when you think of Dart and Flutter, you can't help but think of Angela Yu. She's on all of these ads in YouTube. Almost every YouTube video I click on, she pops up saying, do you want to, make mobile apps? And so I was just naturally, I was like, I'm going to buy her course. And she is a wonderful teacher. Really, really, really good teacher. So I'm enjoying this course. I'm kind of jumping around in it. The Complete 2020 Flutter Development Bootcamp with Dart. But there are lots of neat things to build in here, all the way to like, just apps that she made up. Flash Chat, Clima, live web data. I think you do some scraping and stuff like that. Anyway, this course is really good. I can recommend it. I've done enough lessons in it to where I can fully recommend it. Now, there's one more language I want to look at, and that's C#. Now, Udemy's lacking in good C# courses. I haven't found a lot of good C# courses on Udemy. I ended up buying one a while back called the Complete ASP.NET MVC 5 course. And it was pretty good. I have to do C# at work, so I bought this course. I really worked through it. But I ended up doing a lot of Pluralsight courses. We have that provided to us at work to use. So I've been using that a lot. But this is the one course I bought, and it's good. But I would like a more .NET Core centric course. So this is by Mosh Hamadani, and the course was good. So I can recommend it. It has great reviews. The students love it. And you build some cool stuff. He's really thorough. He's a great teacher. In addition to using Pluralsight for C#, the best resource I found, and I'm not big yet into physical coding books, but I did buy one for C#, and it's this one here, Essential C# 7.0. I can 100% recommend this book if you want to get a full deep dive into C# in a non-bland format. I really found the book good. I actually worked chapter by chapter through the book over like a month or two and can recommend it. I'll put a link to that below. Now that's about it. I don't have any more languages that I really focused on Udemy. Aside from those, I can say, I was looking this morning just at some other languages. I can say if I was to get into Rust, which I might this year, I would buy this one right here called Rust, Building Reusable Code with Rust from Scratch. I'm pretty sure it's by Pact Publishing. Yeah, Pact Publishing. It's got great reviews, and I watched some of the sample lessons, and it looks really good. So if you're looking into Rust, I would recommend that one. And just a side note, If you're looking into web design and you're like, I gotta learn Photoshop, I would recommend learning instead Affinity Designer. Well, not Photoshop, Illustrator. If you're gonna get into Illustrator, check out Affinity Designer. I did this course back in, let me click on the page. I did this course back in 2018 because I was like, I gotta create thumbnails and I gotta understand design a little bit. And I ended up loving Affinity Designer. I use it exclusively today as a Illustrator replacement, and I think it replaces it like 99%. I think people are gonna yell at me for that, but I love Affinity Designer. All right, so that wraps it up for me. I don't have really any more languages in my Udemy toolbox, but I wanna ask, what Udemy courses do you recommend? Based on the languages I gave or new languages. What are your favorite Udemy courses? Let me know down in the comments. Let's have a discussion. And I hope today's information was helpful to you. As always, consider hitting that subscribe button below, and I'll see you in the next video.